Welcome back, and we talked a lot about the Commonwealth Games in the first part of the show. We talked some cricket, some boxing as well as netball, but in the second part we are going to be talking a lot of basketball. We have the National Basketball League returning this evening, and we should be having two games. That is Tropical Royals will be taking on our Savior, and these are two teams that are trying to stay in the league. They are far from safe. They have 8 wins each, and they go into this one looking for a 9th. Whoever wins will get to 9 wins, and that might be good enough for you this season to survive. We already have 2 teams that are relegated, that is Falcons and Victoria University. But we also have another big one tonight, that is UPDF taking on KIU Titans in the National Basketball League. But today's discussion is going to be mainly about Falcons and what exactly happened to them. On the other side, or in the other studio, we have Vinny Jurua, who is the captain of this team, the captain of Falcons, and he's going to be telling us what exactly went wrong. Vinny, good afternoon and welcome to the Sports Dish.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, how are you doing? I don't expect you to be fine. How are you?
I am okay. I think I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, well, we are going to be asking you a few questions about Falcons, but if you could start by telling us, the team is already relegated now. Where do you think it all went wrong for you guys this season?
Falcons' problems have not been this season. Our problems never began this season. They began way back. I mean, 6 to 5 years. That's when the Falcons owner, the former Falcons owner, John Simba, passed on. When he passed on, there were a lot of problems in Falcons. I think he never built a structure before he passed on. He never built a structure whereby if he's not around, the team can survive. So that is where all our problems began from.
Yeah, and of course, I think you're the only one who was part of Falcons in 2017 when you were relegated,
yeah.
And you're still here.
Yes.
Maybe is it about the passion and love for the team? What is it about you and Falcons?
Yeah, it's about passion for the team, passion and love. I mean, I have the opportunity to go play for other teams in the NBL, but it's the love and passion for the team. Just like most local players in the Ugandan Basketball League, it's basically about passion and love.
Yeah, and of course we had a question up and asking about Falcons and why, where did they get it wrong and what do you think they can do to bounce back? And I could read for you some of the feedback from the people out there. This is Keza Brenda, who says gone are the days when Falcons was among the top flight clubs. However, I think they just lack a clear financing and supporting system to revive the faded glory, to be able to recruit the best talent worthy of competition in the NBL. We have Michael Mawanda, who says, I think lack of funds also makes some teams go weak and they were disorganized from the word go. Jonathan Tege says, Vambi, my Falcons. Then we have Ochiti Samuel, who says that picture, the answer is right there in the picture, and the picture he's talking about has Norman Bleak playing for Falcons. He did not really last at the team. I think he played one game and disappeared. Vinny will probably tell us more what exactly happened with Norman, how come he didn't last that long. Then we have George Willie, who says very thin squad, their best player being one on loan from Blazers, says it all. It was always coming. Then Peter Tabu, this is our colleague, says tusaba ku Norman oyo ajatanye ensonga. Maybe we'll get Norman sometime in future. Then someone says, but really, how old is Norman? That is not the discussion for today. We're talking about Falcons and what exactly is happening with them. We have Semiaro Wycliffe, who says there are a lot of strategic bottlenecks still affecting the development of sports in the country. But if only those who are within it embrace the basics of organization and long-term planning, they would have done this sector a very big favor to grow and thrive sustainably. Jude Mugabe says things are not looking good for the first Ugandan club to win the East, Central and Southern Africa Club Championship in 2000, the 6-time national champions, that is Falcons. That is some of the feedback, Vinny, from the fans. So it is not all bad. These pictures are not really new. These are some of these players that you see are no longer in Falcons. Dixon Asiku plays for Power. Dagi right there trying to block a shot, did not play this season. And many others. That is Henryson Bazira, one of the players that really remained at Falcons. But Deus, I'm sure you have a question or two for Vinny in regards to what exactly went wrong for Falcons.
Yeah, I have two quick ones. Maybe you've talked of how you've been at the club. You were at the club in 2017 when it was winning that championship, and you stayed there up to now, even when things have gone south. And you've talked of being there because of the passion you have for the side. Maybe you can tell us, where does that passion come from? What is it with, what bonds you with Falcons that you have that passion? Then another question is that you said if you turn the clock back, what do you think you would have done different, even after losing such an important figure? What do you think you could have done to make sure things didn't go this bad?
Yeah, I'll begin with the first question you asked me. The passion and love is, I think, for sports generally. I mean, I used to be a soccer player, then I transitioned into a basketball player. I played for vegetarians, much as there was no management. I mean, there was no sponsorship in terms of like salary and all. I stayed loyal to the team. Then I moved on to Falcons. So it's basically the love for the game and the passion. Then for the second question, I think we should have had a very organized management structure to plan for the team, for the long-term future of the team. That's where we got it wrong. And I mean, that comes with a sponsorship, like the way most viewers have been commenting. We don't really have a sponsor. The team is relying on a gentleman called Douglas Chigundu. He used to be a long-time Falcons fan. He stepped in and decided to help out and stand in as the president of the team. Then we also have some former legends of Falcons from the diaspora who are now willing to come on board and support the team, like the way our father in Falcons, the late John Simbwa, did.
Yeah, maybe Vinny, we've had conversations throughout. I remember watching the first game of the season that you played against Power and lost by, it should be a single point. I think you lost that game by a single point. When you look at that, when you go back to that game, do you think it could have defined what eventually happened with the team? If you had won that game, maybe things could have been different. Do you guys go back to that game and think it would have actually determined what eventually happened in the season?
Yeah, definitely. If we had picked that first win, I think it would be a jump starter, like for us to begin getting a couple of wins. I think along the season, against Ndeje, against KU, against Tropical Royals, we lost by a few points, 1, 2, 3 points. And surprisingly, towards the end of the game, I mean like 1 minute to the end of the game, 30 seconds, we were up. But we needed that spark, which we failed to get. I think that loss against Spa was a big factor towards our downfall this season.
Yeah, and we are talking about 22 games, and you've not been able to pick any single win. I don't know if from my memory, I can't actually remember a team that went the entire regular season without winning a game. You still have 2 games to play against UC and JKL. Have you guys come to terms with the fact that you might actually end the season without winning any game?
Yeah, there's that that possibility, but of course it is sports. Anything is possible until the fat lady, I don't know, sings or something. So we have hope of still winning the last 2 games. The most important thing is players are still committed. We have plans of revamping the team next season. I mean, if guys had given up, we would not be showing up for games. So I think we still have a chance. We may pull the shock of the season by beating maybe UCU. I know they must be the second or first on the table. So we still have hope of winning. We still have hope. We believe in what the current management is still doing for us, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, Clive, if you're still there, I think you should be having 1 or 2 questions for Vinny Jurua, who is the captain of Falcons. On social media, I think we made it clear that it was once the most successful team in Ugandan basketball. I've seen someone already quarreling that we said they are the most successful, yet the City Oilers, but we made it clear they were once. And,
so does that make them the second most successful?
Yeah, because they have 6 league titles, the Oilers have 7. But Clive, crossing to you if you have any questions for Vinny.
Yeah, maybe before I ask my question, Vinny told us how the club is relying on an individual in Douglas Chigundu. I'm sure, Manzi, you know Douglas Chigundu.
Yeah.
And as an individual, he can't really do much, first of all, to sustain the club and put it up there. That is where probably the need of having different people coming together, pulling strings together to help and make the team perform is needed. But maybe my question to Jurua, I wanted him to take us through the week of Falcons in terms of preparing for an upcoming basketball game. I mean, yes, you have management issues and stuff like that, but on court, how has it been that has affected your performance?
Yeah, the truth is this season, the most 2 reliable players of ours have been Wafula Bosa, who plays big, and Sentong O'Brien. They all got injured, and Wafula actually lives in Mbarara and studies there. He works and studies in Mbarara. He got injured. So during practice, one of our major problems is we do not really have big men. I don't know, like for those who understand basketball, I mean, most plays run through big men. I mean, if you look at Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green is one of the best assist players in the league because of the way he sets the screens for Steph Curry, passes the ball to him. So we never really had those 2 pivotal players during the season, which really affected our training sessions. And if you can see, like some of our games, I've tried to step in and play 4 and 5, which is a disservice to the team because I don't think I really fit in those positions really well. So our training sessions have been affected by the lack of the availability of players during like sessions.
Yeah, and of course not just the lack of big men, because at least I interacted with the coach. I don't know if is he still the coach?
Yeah. No. Tony is still the Falcons coach, and he has pledged his allegiance to the team next season. He got carried away by work. He got so busy, that's why he had to step away. And Douglas Uwizera, the current manager, is right now assisting him, but Tony is still the coach.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with him in Kigali because he traveled for the World Cup qualifiers, and he told me that you guys actually struggled to raise numbers for training, for practice, and it just didn't make sense. It was, if you have 3 players at practice on Wednesday, what are the chances that you'll win a game on Saturday or Sunday? So it was always going to be tough. But maybe my next question will be, when do you guys actually accept that you're going down? When do you come to terms with it that you are likely to go down as Falcons?
I think it happened during first round after the game against Tropical Royals, then Victoria University, where we lost by, where we were leading by about 8 seconds to the end of the game. Then we went to overtime and lost by about like 5 points. So we came to terms with that in the second last game of first round. Then again, of course, when we lost the first game to KCC in second round, we came to terms with it, and we're living with it. I know we shall rise.
Maybe another one is not only in basketball or only in Uganda, we've seen dominant teams fall off the patch and start wandering in the lower divisions. Do you ever sit down and worry whether you guys will find your way back up, or you're going to make the lower divisions your new home?
We've been to Division 1 before and we got back. And I told you, with the likes of Mr. Douglas Chigundu and Douglas Wizera, the current manager, and of course, the players who have pledged their allegiance to the team, I as well. Of course, I know we are going to go down and get back to NBL. We just need to organize our managerial structure, and I think we shall be back. I don't think, I know we shall be back.
Vinny, when you talk about the players that you have, I've watched the last few games where you guys have really been conceding more than 100 points, I think in the last 3 games. And you basically have the 5 players that start the game and 2 substitutes. And definitely that cannot be good enough. If you guys have this kind of numbers, of course with the Sentongo injured and Wafula out, would you say that you guys did not prepare for this season? Because if you have a bench of 2 players, how are you going to survive relegation?
Yeah, the truth is we never really prepared very well for the season, but with the 8 players, we actually still have 8 players plus Bosa and Sentongo, and that's about 10. So I'm very sure with the management structure that we shall have, we shall be able to get players, no doubt. Yeah,
when have you interacted with some of these players? Are they willing to actually stay with the team, or because once the team is relegated, there are those who fancy their chances getting other teams that are playing in the top flight? Have you had a conversation with some of these players, and are they willing to stay with Falcons?
Yeah, I've had conversations with Brian Sentongo, Wafula Bosa, Henryson Bazira, and they're pledging their allegiance to the team. Our manager, our team president, really supports us in various ways. So I know how much they love the team because of him. Yes, so we shall be back next season with additions, of course.
And maybe someone asked really how old is Norman, but that is not the question for you. The question is, the man was in Falcons for just a couple of hours. What exactly happened? We see him in a jersey, then the next time he's not anywhere close to the team. No. What was it like? What had he come to do? And did he achieve his targets? Because we have not seen him again since then.
So Norman came to the team in 2nd round. He played about 3 games, and we were so unlucky. I think we were destined to go down this season. Norman picked up a major injury which put him out of the game. I hope he comes back to Falcons next season, because he's still a Falcons player. So he picked up an injury, that's why he left the team, and we understood.
Yeah, is that the same with Innocent Odu? Because I think I saw him at the start of the season and looked like he was part of the Falcons team. Now I see him on the FUBA table.
No, Innocent Odu, I think, picked working with FUBA as an organization instead of Falcons as a team. So that's the reason he left.
Ah, okay. Clive, do you have any more questions before we let you go?
Yes, to Vinny, there's a football team in Uganda called Proline. They are too big for the lower division, but then too small for the Uganda Premier League. I want him to give us assurance. Of course, some of the issues might be beyond his control, but I want him to give us assurance that they are trying their level best to make sure that Falcons doesn't turn up like Proline.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to turn up like Proline. I mean, we've been there, like the way my friend Emazia said. In 2017, we went back down and got back up. And Douglas Chigundu is there. I'm going to always talk about Douglas Chigundu because he loves sports as a gentleman. I mean, he's into boxing, he's into volleyball with Sky, and also he's into basketball. So I have a lot of hope in him. Unless he walks away from us, that is when I will say we'll not be able to come back. But I know he's going to be there. He loves the team. He has promised us. So I know Falcons will be back. I mean, we are bad. I mean, we shall rise again. A bad can't go down and stay down. So I'm very sure next season we shall be back in full gear. I mean, the 2024 season, we shall be back in full armor.
Yeah, when you talk about Douglas Chigundu, of course, sports seems to have gone away from the big man syndrome. And it is more about structures and marketing and trying to get people that you work with and making sure the team actually can get in sponsorships and make its own money. As Falcons, are you looking in that direction, or do you just want to depend on one individual?
No, I mean, we're in touch with a sports management organization called Chi Management Limited. It's managed by a gentleman called Assad and Ambrose. We're in touch with them. They're actually the ones who got us the Star Times sponsorship package. So we're in touch with them, and they're promising us good things as long as we restructure and promise to work with them.
And Vinny, as an individual, what do you want to achieve in basketball? You've been playing for a while now. What are your targets that you have set for yourself? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to do after basketball? Basically in the game, what exactly are you looking forward to?
No, I still have hope of winning a championship. I mean, look at, there's this soccer team called Leicester City in the Premier League. Yeah. They came from the lower division, they were up, and they won a championship. So I still think I can win a championship. And apart from that, I also coach a basketball team called Vegetarians Basketball Team. So I want to give back to the community, because I know basketball as an individual has given me too much as a gentleman, so it will be an honor to give back to the kids outside there.
You've talked of winning a championship. I just want you to confirm, do you think you're going to win it with Falcons, or you see yourself going to look for it somewhere else? And if you think you're going to win it with Falcons, how long is it? How long should we wait for to see you win it with Falcons, considering where you are right now?
I mean, you guys have been into the sports world for quite some time, and I talked about Leicester City Football Club. I mean, they came from Division 1, Coca-Cola championship, into the Premier League and won a championship. So it can be possible even in 2024. I'm very, very confident.
Okay, Vinny, maybe my final question. What do you think would happen if the Falcons of 2007 met the one of 2022?
I mean, I think we would compete. We would compete with them. I mean, that would be a no contest. I mean, there were likes of Stephen Omoen, Malinga Brothers, Sabo Ball. So it would be a no contest, but we would compete. We would compete. I mean, the game has changed, so I think we would compete.
Yeah, maybe finally, when you look at the season, of course you guys are already going down, but Namongo Blazers have come up, you have UCU City Oilers. Who do you think has the biggest grip on the championship this year?
I mean, this season has been really unpredictable. I mean, no one expected us to really go down until we went down. So NAM Blazers has come through strong. I've watched a couple of games from NAM Blazers, NAM Blazers. I've seen UCU as usual. They've always been there, but I mean, City Oil came up and broke our record. I think City Oil still has a chance with the experience on the team, with the management. I mean, players like Jimmy Nabu, Okelo James. I think City Oil are still the favorites. NAM Blazers and UCU can still give them a challenge, but I think my money is still on City Oil.
Thank you so much, Vinny. It's been great talking to you. We'll definitely have you back when Falcons win the championship. But let's cross to Clive Chaze. Clive, I want you to get a feel of your powers again. You're in the UK, but I want you to have a feel of your chair. I'm seated in your chair, but I'll give you the opportunity to sign us out as we wait for tomorrow's show.
First of all, I must say thank you very much, guys, for hosting me. I don't know if Pastor Bugembe has a hand in it. My internet has been very stable today, yeah. And I really enjoyed every bit of it.
As you realize, ever since I walked in here, things have been smooth.
From me, Emanzi, Deus, the people in the control room making everything possible, Gerald, Robert, Milfat, Lovey, Adrian, and Dennis on the sound. Thank you very much. The Sports Dish will be back tomorrow. It will be 1 to 2 p.m. and 11 to noon for me here in the United Kingdom. Have a blessed day.